Jack. All right, let's see if we have this set. And we are in public. Okay, so let's say something over here. Hello, everybody. Ask your questions here. All right, let's go ahead and go here into Affinity Designer 2.0. Okay, and we are going to pull an image of the Slim Pen 2, and we're going to be designing that in vector format. And let's see, go images. It should be here in assets. Slim Pen 2. We want this roughly the same size here, and we're going to switch to a pen and touch only mode, and I'm going to stop using the keyboard. All right, so let's switch here to we're going to keep it actually here at normal, and we're just going to use the magic wand. What is this called? Flood select. All right, flood select. We're going to need to right click over here. Let's set up the Slim Pen 2 to do a hover click. Okay, but we want to be using the designer touch artist pad. And let's see, we have right click for designer and we're set. Okay, so let's right click over here. And we're going to rasterize so that we can delete. There we go. And that's going to be close enough for what we want. So we're going to hit up here, Control D. And we're going to pull in this image. So I'm going to hit the crop option. Oh, we're not in the vector tools, so that won't work. Okay, vector crop does not look like it's mapped correctly. So I'm not sure what the keyboard shortcut is for that, but we're going to just simply change the shortcut to work for that better. Vector crop, and then we're going to drag right here on top of this button and click apply. All right, let's see. There we go. Now we can pull in and use the hand tool, pull in here, and then select again our selection tool. Okay, so we're going to be building a vector based image similar to this one right up here for the Surface Pen. We're going to make one, but we're going to make it for the Slim Pen 2. And I like to expand this out to full screen mode. It says Alt. Let's see. We're going to keep it as it is. I'm going to select the pen tool. Whoops. Now let's lock this. Okay, that looks like it's locked. Okay. We're going to separate these out into sections. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let's zoom in. And we're going to switch to the node tool. That's A. We're going to press Shift here to make sure we lock vertically. That's what that purple line is supposed to indicate, but it looks a little bit not vertical. Let's get this one. Here, and let's choose the corner tool. And that looks pretty horrible. All right, let's make this, instead of 2 nodes, let's make it 1. And we'll just bring this in a little bit, and then we'll move this out. All right, I think that's fine. Okay, and corner tool again, let's soften here and here. Let's bring it right to the center. Okay, so this radius is 38.9 and very close to the same thing. I think this still looks kind of funky. So select the node tool again. That looks more vertical. Good. And let's round it just a tad. And then let's make a new selection here. I'll select the pen tool. Oh, that's not. Go here. And select the node tool, pull this out, and let's convert this. Okay, that's pretty good. Looks like a whole lot more selected than we need. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill this. Okay, we want to fill this selection. Okay, that's pretty good. And we're going to make a rounded corner one here. So we have the ellipse, we have this one, rounded rectangle tool. Let's decrease opacity here. And we're going to choose the node tool. That looks good. Fill it and give it a width. What is the width of this other section here? 0.2, 0.3. All right, let's make this 0.2. All right, over here we're going to slice through this. There's a new slicing tool, knife tool. Let's select this first and then use the knife tool, cut straight through it. Okay, now we should have an extra object here. So let's zoom in a little bit more so we can see it. Let's get rid of that extra node. Alt double tap there, and do Alt double tap there to get rid of that extraness. And we'll hold Alt in order to not lock. Okay, that looks good. And we'll soften this just a little bit. Same thing with these ones. Let's make sure that these are the right type of node. 2 and 2. Okay, that looks pretty good. This is looking pretty good in general. We need to double click, make sure that those are the right types. I don't think it is. Let's zoom in here. Looks like there's some extra stuff going on. Okay, I think that's better. Let's see what this one is. Let's make sure that we're looking at this radius up here and making it the same as the top one. 6 is fine. All right, now let's take this color here. And make sure we're in the selection tool. double click here, double click here, and then we're going to take this color right here from the barrel. So we're going to select here and we're going to choose that gray to give a little bit of extra. And then let's take the darker gray here to make that into the outline. Oops. I just want that as the outline. I'll say Affinity Designer 2 does have some interesting things going on in it. All right, so we're going to take this little Bluetooth icon. We're going to put it on the button itself here at the end so that people know that is a Bluetooth button. And let's add the word barrel. So I'm going to hit the T key. And we're going to say barrel. Barrel. Close enough. All right, let's select this whole thing and we're going to switch to favorites, Calibri, bold, and then let's match this color. Get rid of one of these L's. Okay, so now for Bluetooth over here, I'm going to do a similar thing, but we're going to switch to Font Awesome 6. And let's say Bluetooth. Bluetooth. I want you to notice that it turned into Bluetooth, the symbol, because we're using Font Awesome, which is really cool. That's selecting actually the entire world, the entire word. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to make it not bold. Okay, let's make sure that this text here and this text icon over here are aligned. So we're going to center align them, which would be up here. This is align middle. Let's go ahead and make a keyboard shortcut for that. Preferences. Shortcuts. Okay, this should be in layer. Align, what did we say? Align middle, Alt-Shift-C. Let's check that again. Align middle. Okay, so over here we have align middle. Let's see what the keyboard shortcut, Alt-Shift-M. Okay, so that's the wrong keyboard shortcut. All right, let's click the gear icon here, and let's change this button we said C. All right, let's check again. Line middle. These keyboard shortcuts don't make any sense. Let's just switch these over here. I put them in too, so it's my fault. All right. Alt Shift M. Yes, it's fine. Alt Shift C. We're going to save it. And program shortcuts, Affinity Designer. Let's make this 2. Okay. All right, there it is. We're good. Now let's go back and change this again. So it's this one should be C, and this one should be M. All right, middle. Shift C. I put them in the wrong spots. Okay, let's correct it. Okay, this one should be middle. It was fine before. And this one should be center. Okay, all right, it looks pretty aligned. I think the colors on this need to be darker. So let's make the body of this the same color as up here. And let's change the outline color on all of this. Nope. It's funny when that little color window's up, it does not want to allow you to do some basic things like painting the canvas. Okay, so let's pick this up and put this up higher. Let's go ahead and group this. Whoops. Okay, let's group it, but not with the slim pen or with the rectangle. Let's go from here to here. Okay, let's group it. Slim pen 2. Let's drop the opacity here so we can make sure we're aligned properly. All right, that looks pretty good. So increase the opacity up here. And then we need to get rid of the pen in the background for the actual version. But let's go ahead and just for now, let's make a really simple background. What? And let's send this back. All right, so we're getting the basic design here. It's fine. Let's add a little bit of shadow. We don't really want an offset. Let's bring the opacity down as well. All right, in general, this looks okay. However, we're going to increase the size here because it does not look very good. And let's put that on the outside. Line outside. There we go. All right, that looks better. Let's give ourselves this little Windows icon. I'm not sure we can find the square one, but we can make one very easily, I suppose. So let's select. So I want this actually, instead of selecting here, let's have it send the M key. So we're sending a location instead. Let's send M. And this should allow us to toggle through. Yep, there we go. So you can see it's going the rectangle and then the circle and then the this is rounded rectangle, but basically our shape one. Okay, so here we're going to go right over the top. Let's remove our border. When these things are up here, it really does not work well. All right, let's make this a square. So let's start with Shift and Alt. No, Shift and Control. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then let's drag with Shift and Alt. No. Yeah, start dragging. No. Let's make this. No, we need to select the selection tool, and now we can do this. There it is. There we go. All right. So we did all of those at once. Let's delete this. Really want that delete key higher. Let's swap text and delete because I don't use text as much as delete. Okay, so we're going to select here and we're going to swap tiles. Pick. There we go. Let's close. There we are, and let's delete that. Okay, so we're going to choose the selection tool. Oops. What are you? I don't even know what that is. Let's hold Shift to bring that down. And let's get this to match this gray. And we'll just bring this up. drop the opacity on this a little bit. Let's group this. Windows logo. Let's just set it here. Bring. Oh, made the whole thing a group, didn't we? So this drags them pen 2 out. All right, so that's okay, but it looks pretty bad design-wise. So I think I'm gonna have to tinker with this. Let's move this down here, but let's combine these. Let's put this inside of there. That's okay, we can do that. All right, so I think that we need to make this color right here on the border to make this look a little better. Is that better? Not really. Okay, let's name these so we can understand what they are. Body. Tip. 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 Body. I don't know why it doesn't want to keep that there, but let's try it again. Body. I feel more comfortable saying this than saying the word tip over and over again on a live stream. And let's go. Eraser. Okay, tip, body, eraser. Side button. Side button. Okay, so we got everything labeled. Good. So what should we do with this border? In the past, I've made it black, almost black. Let's try making it dark and thicker and see if that looks better. So we have this stroke right here. Let's make it this color and increase to 0.5. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. Darker. make this 0.5. You know, you can make the effects and drag it from one to the next, and you could probably do this using an effect here for outline and then dragging it that way. 0.5, there we go. Okay, I think all of that is congruent. Looks fine. All right, so let's look at the original one here. Looks like this. It's the new one. Let's make a duplicate. I'm going to do copy, paste, and let's hide one and take one down so we can kind of compare these. And let's hide this other slim pen because we don't really need to look at it. Okay, let's make the border here smaller. Side button. I think maybe this text is too large. Let's decrease the size of the text. We want to make sure, again, that these things stay aligned, so we're going to shift select these, and we're going to do align middle, which should have worked that time. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's drop the opacity on barrel. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's bring this back up and align it with this one underneath. All right, that looks good. It's amazing to me that the tip of that stylus looks so long. But that is accurate. All right, let's adjust the body. This has a little bit more roundness to it here. Let's just go ahead and delete one of these. Delete, delete. I should be able to use this corner tool. Click. Let's try again. There we go. Radius of 160. That's close enough. All right, that should be, like I said, close enough. So it's rounded now. All right, I'm looking at my Slim Pen 2, and it looks fairly close. All right, let's see. That looks pretty good. I think this is what that is. I'm hiding that background. And we're changing this so that the default image that had the Surface Pen is no longer going to have the Surface Pen, but we're going to have this one instead. Slim Pen. This one at the top we actually need to purge or change this rectangle. Let's go ahead and convert to curves. We're going to add a couple of things here so we don't lose the shapes that we have in the background. It's hard to see, but there are little faint round lines here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we're going to export, and we're going to keep this the same as what it was before. And we're updating. All right, that's just a little bit of design work with Affinity Designer 2.0 using the Artist Pad from Tablet Pro here on the left. And you can do so many of your keyboard shortcuts this way. Let me go ahead and turn this little doodad on. You can see the keyboard shortcuts here at the bottom. So Control G, Control Enter, A. This is clicking actually right here. And then Selection Tool, I have it clicking right up here because if you're using text or something and you press V, it inputs the text, so it really doesn't work quite as well as just clicking the location. It works very consistently to send a click. This is Delete key, Enter, all your arrow keys. This is a virtual trackpad. So that's how I'm able to do a lot of the different things really nice and fast. You can use your left hand and your right hand at the same time, and this process of creation is really very satisfying. It feels like this is how we're supposed to be doing it. It's weird to have your hands separated when you're doing it. Like this one's kind of in a different room controlling this puppet, and I like them both together. All right, you guys, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask those right now, and I'll hang out here for just another minute or so to answer any questions. This background is going into this application. You can see it actually is already there. think I have to work on the contrast a little bit. But I'll play around with that later, I suppose. All right, you guys, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye.